The movie starts with a little child sitting peacefully in his house, comfortably watching cartoons on TV. Suddenly, the TV signal cuts off. Right away, an emergency alert appears on the screen. It announces that a deadly virus has spread all over the world. This is not a normal virus. It is a terrifying infection that turns humans into violent, animal-like creatures within just a few minutes. Scientists warn that the virus cannot be stopped and will soon cover the entire planet, and everyone is advised to protect themselves. At the same time, we see the children's mother completely terrified. She calls her husband, who is a pilot. On the phone, he explains that the situation around the world has gone completely out of control. The infected people known as ferals are spreading everywhere. These ferals are like zombies, but far more dangerous. They are faster, stronger, and extremely violent. They rip people apart, eat them, and can still think and understand what they are doing. Many cities and areas have already fallen, and the place where this family lives is now one of the most dangerous zones. The pilot urgently tells his wife that she must leave the society immediately. Before ending the call, he shows his daughter Abigail the bracelet she had made for him. He promises her that he will always keep it with him and will come back to them very soon. From this moment, the real nightmare begins. The family steps outside their house to escape, but the scene outside is horrifying. Sirens are blaring non-stop, people are screaming, and ferals are running everywhere. The family rushes toward their car, but on the way, a feral suddenly attacks their mother. Within seconds, Abigail watches in shock as her mother begins turning into a feral. Terrified, Abigail hides under the car. From there, she witnesses another horrifying moment. The same feral attacks her brother and infects him as well. Abigail is heartbroken, but she stays completely silent, knowing that if she makes a sound, she will be attacked too. The feral fails to notice her and moves away. For a moment, Abigail feels she has survived, but that hope fades quickly when her infected mother notices her and starts moving toward her to kill her. Just then, a gunshot echoes. Abigail sees her mother collapse to the ground. A man has saved her by shooting her. This man's name is Cassius. He gently pulls Abigail out from under the car, holds her in his arms, and comforts her. He then notices Abigail looking at a small child nearby. Cassius understands that it is her brother who is now turning into a feral. He tells Abigail to cover her ears. After that, he shoots her brother in the head, ending his suffering forever. In just a few minutes, Abigail's entire life is destroyed. Her whole family is gone. From that day on, Cassius becomes her only family, her guardian, her teacher, and her protector. 10 years pass. The world is completely different now. Silence has taken over everything. Most humans are either dead or have turned into ferals. Cassius and Abigail survive by living deep in the forest because the cities are filled with ferals. Abigail is no longer a scared little girl. She has become a strong warrior. Cassius has trained her very strictly how to fight, how to hunt, and how to survive even if she is alone. One day, while practicing in the forest, they notice a survivor being chased by ferals. Cassius tells Abigail that this is her test. He hands her his sniper rifle and orders her to save the man and kill the ferals. But in her rush to prove herself, she fails to notice that a human is standing close to the target. When she fires, the bullet hits the survivor instead of the feral. This is a serious mistake, especially in a world where humans are already so rare. Cassius angrily scolds Abigail and then moves in himself, killing the ferals. Cassius knows that the dead man will soon come back as a feral. So before that can happen, he cuts off the man's head and separates it from his body. After that, Cassius searches the vehicle for useful supplies. He also takes the dead man's shoes because his own shoes are completely worn out. Just as they are about to leave, several vehicles suddenly arrive and surround them from all sides. Inside these vehicles are many armed survivors. When they see Cassius wearing their dead friend's shoes, they immediately assume he is a robber who killed their friend to steal from him. The man also has a bullet wound, which makes them believe that he was killed by a human, not by a feral. Angry and suspicious, they point their weapons at Cassius. Before things get worse, a pregnant woman named Megan steps out of one of the vehicles and tries to calm everyone down. She tells them to stop and explains that Cassius and Abigail are also survivors, just like them, among the few humans left in the world. Before any decision can be made, a bigger danger appears. The noise from the argument attracts a large number of ferals. Soon, they start charging in from all directions. There are so many of them, and they are running so fast that no one even gets the chance to escape back to their vehicles. With no other option, the survivors raise their weapons and prepare to fight for their lives. A brutal battle begins. Even though the group has many guns, their bullets start running out. The ferals, however, do not stop. One by one, monsters attack the group, biting people and turning them into ferals. In the chaos, only a few manage to survive: Cassius, Abigail, Megan, and Megan's husband, David. While the ferals are busy attacking the others, these four jump into a car and manage to escape. Their leader has also transformed. Filled with rage over what happened to his group, he decides to take revenge on Cassius, whom he believes is responsible for everything. Using his sense of smell, he begins tracking Cassius, following the scent of the car. Meanwhile, Cassius has already driven far away. He asks Megan and David where they are heading. They tell him they want to reach a place called the Colony, also known as Boat Town. It is a settlement built on water by connecting large ships together. Many remaining humans live there, and it has doctors and other basic facilities. Hearing this, Abigail's eyes fill with hope. For the past 10 years, she has dreamed of living among humans again. Cassius, however, finds it hard to believe. He says he has been traveling for years and has never seen any human community like that. Megan explains that they have contacted people from such colonies many times. After hearing this, Cassius finally believes her, but he is still not willing to go there himself. He feels that living among people only brings more danger. Abigail insists that they must at least take Megan there because her condition is getting worse and she is pregnant. She refuses to let Megan go alone. Cassius clearly looks uncomfortable with the idea, but before he can decide, their car suddenly breaks down. It is no longer in a condition to run. David, who is a mechanic, tries to repair it, but without proper tools, he fails. Now they have no choice but to continue their journey on foot. As they walk, they reach an old area that Abigail recognizes. Nearby is an airfield where her father once worked. She suggests that they head toward the airport, hoping they might find a plane that could make their journey easier. Cassius strongly disagrees, saying that after 10 years, no plane could possibly still fly. But due to Abigail's insistence, he agrees to check. When they reach the airfield, they see something strange. There isn't a single plane out in the open. Luckily, inside a hangar, they find a small private plane. It is damaged from being unused for 10 years, but David says he can repair it. While David works on fixing the plane, Cassius and Abigail stand guard, keeping watch for any danger. Cassius and Abigail keep scanning the area with binoculars. Suddenly, they spot a massive herd of ferals running straight toward them. The creatures are still far away, but at their speed, they will reach the airfield within 5 to 10 minutes. Both of them rush back and warn David to work faster. Meanwhile, Abigail sits in the pilot's seat and starts remembering everything her father taught her when she was a child. Outside, the ferals break through the fence and storm into the airfield. David and Megan quickly climb into the plane. After a few tense moments, Abigail manages to start the engine and the plane begins moving down the runway. Even then, the ferals are so fast that they run alongside the plane, trying to grab it and damage the wings. Cassius is half inside and half outside the plane when a feral grabs him and tries to pull him out. Cassius shoots it in the head, knocks it away, and at last, Abigail lifts the plane into the air. Seeing the plane fly, everyone feels relieved and happy. They believe that such a long journey will now be completed in just a few hours, but their happiness doesn't last long. Smoke soon starts coming out of the plane because the engine is very old and hasn't been serviced in years. Within minutes, the engine completely fails and the plane goes out of control. To save everyone's lives, Cassius helps Abigail. Holding the controls together, they crash the plane into trees and bushes to reduce the impact. Their plan works. Everyone survives with only minor injuries. Even though the plane is destroyed, they have already covered most of the distance they needed to travel. Now, only about 2 days of walking remain. They decide to spend the night inside some broken buildings nearby, as there are no ferals visible anywhere around. Still, Cassius carefully sets traps all around the area before resting. When he comes inside, Megan thanks him, saying that without him they would have died long ago. Hearing this, Cassius, who is usually very strict and cold, starts to soften. Megan reminds him of his past, and Cassius opens up. He tells her that when his wife was turning into a feral, he had no choice but to kill her to save his own life. From that day on, he swore that he would never fight for anyone again and would live only for his own survival. But everything changed when he found Abigail. He made her his companion and raised her like his own daughter. He says that saving anyone other than Abigail is no longer his mission. Still, he takes responsibility for Megan and David and promises to get them safely to their destination. The next day, they continue their journey on foot. While walking, they come across something very strange, a beautiful farmhouse with no damage at all. It even has electricity. Shocked by this, they slowly move toward the house. Suddenly, a voice comes from a speaker, ordering them to put down their weapons. They obey, leave their weapons behind, and go inside. The owner of the farmhouse turns out to be a scientist. He warmly welcomes them, seems happy to see other survivors, and prepares a delicious meal for them. They haven't had such good food in 10 years. After dinner, they sit together and talk. During the conversation, the scientist reveals his disturbing beliefs. He claims that the virus is not a disaster but the next step in human evolution. According to him, the virus killed the weak humans and turned the strong ones into ferals. He believes the ferals should rule the world and that the remaining humans should die. As he keeps talking, everyone begins to feel dizzy. It is revealed that he has mixed a drug into their drinks. His true intentions become clear. When they wake up, they find themselves tied up. The scientist then reveals the truth: he has been experimenting on ferals. He has even imprisoned his own wife, who is now a feral. He proudly shows a device that allows him to control not just his wife but all ferals. He says that he wants every human to turn into a feral so that he can control them and rule the world. He then releases his feral wife and, using the device, sends her toward them to kill them. Everyone is terrified. As soon as the feral woman comes close, Cassius kicks her away. At the same time, David breaks free from his ropes using his strength. Here, a shocking truth is revealed: David has been slowly getting infected. At one point, he had even thought about killing himself. But then he decided that before dying, he would somehow get his wife safely to the colony. He also made up his mind that if the infection got worse during the journey, he would end his life himself. Until now, no one knew about David's infection. The strength given to him by the virus now helps him fight. Together, they finally manage to kill her. Seeing this, the terrified scientist runs away. Taking advantage of the moment, they quickly collect their weapons and supplies, steal the scientist's truck, and escape. But the scientist does not give up. Determined to kill them, he uses his device to send a large group of ferals after their vehicle. Soon, the road ahead gets blocked, leaving them with no other route. Left with no choice, they abandon the truck and start running through the dense forest in the middle of the night. Behind them, countless ferals continue chasing. By now, David realizes that he is about to fully turn into a feral. The veins on his body start turning black and his condition becomes worse. He stops and says his final goodbye to his wife. Megan refuses to leave him, but David tells her that he is doing this for their unborn child. With heavy pain, he sends Megan away with Cassius and Abigail while he stays behind to fight the ferals alone. David successfully holds the ferals back, allowing the others to escape. Cassius, Abigail, and Megan finally reach a riverbank. Their luck shines when they realize that the colony Megan was talking about is built right there on the water. Abigail immediately cries out for help. The people in the colony see them and start firing from a distance to protect them from the ferals. Soon, a boat is sent and they are rescued safely. It is revealed that the ferals cannot enter the water. Now we are shown the colony properly. As described earlier, it is built by joining large ships together. Everyone is amazed by the sight. Abigail is especially happy as she is meeting other humans after many years and enjoying herself. Megan, whose condition has worsened, is taken for medical treatment. She gives birth to a baby girl. Sadly, the doctors soon reveal that Megan does not have much time left because she has a severe blood deficiency and no one in the colony can donate blood to her. That night, a celebration is held to welcome the newcomers. Abigail enjoys herself greatly, having been away from people for 10 years. However, Cassius warns her that they should leave the colony. Abigail refuses, and a small argument breaks out between them. Later, while exploring the colony, Abigail accidentally reaches a secret room filled with explosives and a large remote control. Before she can touch anything, a boy stops her and explains the plan. He tells her that if ferals ever attack the colony, everyone will escape through underground tunnels, and then the entire colony will be blown up to kill the ferals. The boy has no idea that this plan is about to become reality. The mad scientist has now arrived, using his device to bring a massive group of ferals with him. He has also brought the alpha feral, who wants revenge on Cassius. Once the alpha is controlled, all ferals begin following him. When the alpha feral jumps into the water without fear, the rest of the ferals also lose their fear of water. They jump in, swim forward, and enter the colony. Alarms start blaring loudly as chaos erupts. Humans rush toward the secret escape routes while ferals begin attacking people. In the middle of this chaos, Cassius desperately searches for Abigail and finally finds her. However, they soon realize that the tunnel entrance is still very far away. During the fighting, the scientist appears in front of Cassius, believing that with his device he has become a god. Seeing the scientist in front of him, Cassius becomes extremely angry. He attacks him without hesitation. While hitting him, Cassius repeatedly smashes the device against the wall until it completely breaks. As soon as the device is destroyed, the control signals stop and all the ferals turn on the scientist and tear him apart. Cassius quickly escapes from there, saving his own life. Moving ahead, Cassius learns that Megan has died. However, she has given birth to a baby girl who is still alive. Before dying, Megan hands this responsibility to Cassius. She asks him to raise her daughter the same way he raised and trained Abigail. On the other side, all the survivors manage to come out through the tunnel and reach a safe place. The remote control is now in the hands of the same boy who has become Abigail's friend. He notices that Abigail and Cassius have not yet come out of the tunnel, so he waits and does not destroy the colony. Meanwhile, Abigail continues fighting the ferals. Suddenly, the alpha feral appears in front of her. She freezes when she notices a bracelet on his hand, the same bracelet she made for her father when she was a child. She realizes that the alpha feral is actually her father. She is completely confused and unable to react. The alpha is about to kill her when Cassius arrives at the right moment. Seeing him brings Abigail back to her senses. Abigail wants to save Cassius, but killing her own father is extremely painful for her. After a moment, she understands the truth, that the creature standing in front of her is no longer her father. Cassius is her real father now. With a heavy heart, she shoots the alpha feral in the head and saves Cassius. After killing her father with her own hands, Abigail goes into shock for a moment. But she gathers herself, pulls Cassius along, and they quickly run toward the tunnel. As soon as they come out safely, the boy presses the button. Within seconds, the entire colony explodes. All the ferals inside are burned to ashes. The survivors are now standing safely on the other side of the river. In front of them, they see a small island. That island becomes their new hope. They decide to build a fresh colony there. Cassius also changes his way of thinking. He realizes that living with others helped them survive. For Abigail and the newborn child, he decides to stay with the group. In the end, all the survivors move toward the island, where they plan to build a new home and live safely, far away from ferals and zombies. And with this, the story comes to an end. Take care, and thanks for watching.